Sci-Fi Vision, The Walking Dead Divas for September 28th. Hello, Karen.
Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
So tonight we have the 4th episode of Daryl Dixon, which is called La Justica Fronteriza. I'm guessing is how you pronounce it.
Justicia, yeah.
Yeah.
Justicia.
Sorry, I'm just writing.
So, frontier justice in English.
Yes, basically. So yeah, it's the 4th episode. So I know you said you didn't like this one as much, huh?
No, I didn't like it because so much stuff happened that is like kind of flimsy, and I just don't like this group of like fur and horn wearing like people who like don't want anything, but like they don't, right? Like I really don't like the introduction of this group.
Yeah.
And some other stuff that happens in this episode is kind of thin. Like introducing a new American character only to kill him within 5 minutes of his uttering his first line, right?
Yeah, I'm questioning why they didn't mention before there was an American there. It seems like an oversight. And that's why I said during the watch party, I wonder if maybe it was like somebody they knew and he like sucked at an accent. So they're like, it's okay. And just,
No, I mean, I don't know about. I mean, I get why you have to have a lot of people around to get killed, right, on shows like this.
Yeah.
But they gave him this very detailed. He's American. He's from Southern California or the coast of California. He knows everything about sailing. He's gonna like they built him up a lot, and then immediately killed him. And I'm like, couldn't he just be like, yeah? It was like. Look, I didn't like the idea that this random American was going to pop up and sail them home, right? Like, oh, look, a guy who knows anything about sailing. Let's just sail home, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have liked that either because that would just be a little too convenient, right? But they gave this guy a lot of Cooper got a lot of detail in a short amount of time.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It was, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it when I watched it the first time, but after you said that, you're right. And it is strange to me too, that there's another American there and they never comment.
I mean, I'm sure there's many Americans living in Europe that would be stranded there and tourists who would be stranded there if a zombie virus broke out right now, right?
Right. I'm just surprised they wouldn't comment on the fact he was American, I guess.
Oh, yeah, there's another American around here, yeah.
Because they acted like it was so rare they were there.
Even, or maybe the town doesn't know about him, but even Valentina wasn't like, oh, another American. I have,
I guess
in fact, she kind of insulted Americans last week when she said, like, they were the worst cruise ship passengers, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. She did. I don't really love the group of the Primitives either. So I think it was a fairly episode. I did think that the battle was like good, watching the battle. Like it looked good. But not a whole, other than the battle, not a whole lot happened this week. So it was, I guess, not as good as last week. I'll give you that. But yeah, we'll get into it. But before I forget, thank you everybody who's joining us. If you haven't, please make sure that you like the video, subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision, and if you see a button to hype the video, please do so. It helps us a lot, as does comments outside the chat. Yeah. So thank you for coming, everybody. And our next show, just a reminder, is Tuesday at 10 Eastern. We have Fandom Access, where you guys have what, Invasion?
I think it's just Invasion this week. Yep.
Yeah. I know. I don't know if you had watched it or not, but Wayward started too, which I didn't know if you guys wanted to. We'll talk about it later, but maybe you might want to check out and see if you like.
It has no genre element, right? It has no sci-fi element.
No, it's not sci-fi, but it's like a mystery. It was. I don't know. I liked what I've seen so far. I haven't seen them all. I'd seen a few of them. But you at least got Invasion. But our show for the TV show Wednesday, when we do the finale, that is back on Thursday again this week. So hi Amy, hi Kimberly.
Okay.
So I just want to remind everybody that we don't have anything until Tuesday, and then again on Thursday as normal. Or on our show's normally on Monday, isn't it? What am I like? My brain is like.
What show?
I take that back. Our show is tomorrow on Monday. Just ignore everything I just said. Our show about the Wednesday finale is tomorrow. We are normally on Monday. Last week was different.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Just ignore what I said. Yes, our next show is tomorrow at 11 for the TV show Wednesday. We're going to be doing the finale. That's with me and Scarlett. And then yeah, then we have Fandom Access on Tuesday. So sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm getting all mixed up. It's because originally we started it the other day. We've moved it around a lot. That's why.
Yeah, that show's moved. You've moved that show around a lot. Yeah.
All right. Let's
All
start
right.
on Daryl.
Let's break this down.
Good picture. I still think his scar has changed over the season, though. I mean, from last season to this season, or from the beginning to this season.
It still looks very fresh. It's not fading.
Yeah, it looks like it's in a different place, though, to me than it was before. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just noticing it because it's a close up.
Yeah.
But yeah, this part is just Daryl having another flashback of himself, which again, as we said last time, is pretty unnecessary. I don't think really adds anything unless there's going to be like this big revelation that we don't know about, which I can't see happening. I do not think it's necessary at all. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't think it adds anything, as you to echo what you said, to repeat exactly what you said. I don't think it adds anything to his character or provides any more insight that we didn't have already. Yeah, I don't know why. They're doing that.
It makes me wonder if they're building up and adding something that we don't know about. But yeah, I mean, the original show, I get it. We don't really need it here. I think it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
So we do get a little bit of Fede talking to his mother about Justina, but it's not really very long or important.
Yeah.
And then we move to Roberto here, who is yelling for Fede to come out, and he's like upset, obviously, because at the end of the last episode, we found out Justina left. Clearly, he found out now that she's gone. And he's yelling at him, but he won't come out. He just sends out the other guy and basically won't come out to talk. So that's what that is. He's just kind of watching them.
Yeah.
And let's see, then we go back to, okay, there he is. I took that picture it showed him looking in the mirror. But yeah, other than talking to his mother, and he's kind of upset about Justina, and she's like, oh, we did everything we could. That kind of thing.
So we had discussed this last week. Like, did she go to Fede and say, I'm gonna volunteer as tribute, or did she? I thought that he would have stopped her. I thought she must have end run him and gone straight to Alcazar. But I mean, we do learn it does seem that she did come to them and they tried to talk her out of it.
Yes, that is what they said.
And then they let her go.
Yeah. I mean, he was supposed to protect her. I mean, it seems like he was protecting her in the wrong way by cheating with the contest. We had this discussion last week. But yeah, she apparently decided that she was going to fix what he did. And, he's upset she left. I don't know,
I mean, she didn't, but that's not why she volunteered. She didn't volunteer. She didn't. Oh, you're right. That is why she did find out. She found out.
She found out he was hiding
She found out
with her name. So yeah, I guess she's trying to make up for it. I don't know. We'll find out when.
Yeah.
That goes down. All right. So then we go to Carol and Daryl and Antonio. Again, see, I feel like there's a lot of scenes in this episode that I can read through, but they're like really unnecessary and don't give anything. Like, it's just about Carol saying they caused trouble, Antonia saying, oh, the kids were a problem already, and she's like, well, why don't you want them to be together? And he says the two of them together are no good, and she says he can just say it's complicated. So that really didn't add anything. I do have to say, though, hi Galactus, welcome. I do have to say, though, I started kind of wondering after watching this if there's more to it. Did you, or is it just me? Because I immediately started thinking, and I think it's just because I'm thinking of like all the bad writing scenarios that could happen. But I immediately started wondering, because of the fact he hates Fede so much and Fede hates him so much, I kind of wondered if there's a possibility that Fede had an affair with his wife, and like if it's going to end up that they're like cousins, because Fede's actually the other guy, Roberto's father. And that was just kind of what I, for whatever reason, thought here. Like I said, I think I've just been watching too many shows with dumb plots.
I didn't go quite there, I mean, I do think that it's over the deceased wife, that like Fede was in love with her and she chose Antonio, or maybe there was an affair. That's a good idea. As to those two being related, okay, so what you described, your theory,
Like a
actually
bad
happened.
soap opera plot.
It actually happened last year on General Hospital.
I'm not surprised.
These two people who were in love turned out to be cousins. I think. I mean, I hope not, because there's just too many like holes in this. Like they should have been trying much harder to keep these two apart, right? Everyone knows they're dating. Everyone knows right? Like, I mean, but would I mean,
I don't know. That was immediately my thought. I'm like, well, maybe he just doesn't want to admit it because he'd have to admit that she slept with. So I don't know. That was just where my mind went. It just, to me, the way she's like, you could just say it's complicated. And I'm just thinking of, like I said, bad plots. Don't know that it's the case, but I started like wondering at that point, like, is there more to why they're keeping them apart? Galactus said, I assume you're talking about Carol. I don't like what they did to her character. She's a bubbling fool all of a sudden. Are you talking about Carol? I'm assuming that's what he means. Carol is a little bit, I don't know, passive in this episode. I feel like she's a lot of like more appealing to Daryl. We need to do this, we need to do that, rather than taking things on herself.
Yeah. I mean, okay, she's not passive when she kills like 24 people.
No, she's not. That's what I'm saying. I'm more talking about the way she acts around Antonio and even Daryl a little bit in this episode. I don't know that it's been really much other than this episode, so it didn't really bother me. But like thinking about it now that he brought it up a little bit, but I don't know that I would say she's acting like a fool. But I think she maybe likes Antonio, which pisses me off.
Well, that's you wanting to get together with Daryl, and you need to let him go.
Right. But I also don't think Antonio is good for her either. But I just kind of was wondering, and also with some of the promotional stuff that was going around, I kind of question if maybe they're intending to try to make him a love interest, because Daryl had, what's her face last season. And sorry, I'm bad at names. And I don't know. I just kind of think maybe she's supposed to be infatuated a bit, but maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I think I don't know why. I don't feel like he's not good for her, good or bad for her. I think when you only intend to stay in a town for a week, you shouldn't start taking up, right? You shouldn't have any love interest at all if you're only intending to stay a few days.
Yeah, and you're right. I am also clouded because I want her with Daryl, but that's a whole other issue that we won't go into. Galactus said they seem kind of soft and naive last episode, not this one. So he meant last episode. I'm trying to think specifically I don't know. The only thing that sticks out to me is Carol keeps trying to talk Daryl into action rather than her taking action on her own. That's really the only thing
she does by the end of this episode decide to take action. She's going to go with Antonio. But last week, this episode was when she basically talked Justina into leaving. Right?
Not intentionally, but stupidly still. Yeah, like she said, she probably gave her the idea.
It's kind of, I mean, Carol really needs to butt out of people's business. This version of Carol that we have this season and maybe last season, and like, just butt out, Carol. Just like, like stick to your own business. And
they're always causing problems. She does say something to him. Oh no, that is what she's saying in that scene where she says, they're causing trouble. They do cause trouble. They're always cause trouble. In the past she was all about survival. Now suddenly she's helping everyone. That's fair. She's really interested in helping these kids. And I think it's kind of dumb. Like, I get it, but it's also kind of dumb, right?
Well, and it's kind of like low stakes. Like, they're in love and their parents don't want them to be together. Like, it's story as old as time. And like, it's not like, I don't know, like their parents are torturing them and so you want to stop them or whatever. Like, their parents don't like who they're dating, like said every teenager ever, right? Like, why is this the thing that Carol has to like go to the mat, that she's so invested in these two? She does say somewhere in this episode, she says, oh, when I saw them in the stream, they looked so innocent and I just wanted them to be together. And I'm waiting for her to say, I'm in love with love,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, whatever's going on at Alcazar could be maybe be potentially bad. We don't know for sure yet. But
Yeah.
yeah, this in the scheme of things, and that's what Daryl says to that kid too. Like, you're not old enough to know, because he basically says to him, that's not the important thing. Like, there's a lot of things that are a lot more important. She used to mock people for being all emotional and is seen as a weakness. She did. She's definitely a little more, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right word, but yeah, she is more emotional this season.
I mean, she did feel really bad about getting Ash killed last season, right? Like she tricks him into, she
Yeah.
wants that plane. She tricks him. She lies to him,
So
and
they did
then
the same thing to the guy with the boat.
and, right, and yeah, she feels bad about it. He gets killed. She feels bad about it. Now the guy with the boat got killed. Yeah, um, she's maybe feeling a little bad, and we're going to see later in this episode like why Daryl is so not invested in these two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
No, I
his
agree.
little heart is
Daryl
broken.
doesn't care as much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing of this scene, I don't know. I thought I had a picture of Roberto, but maybe not. But Roberto in this scene is telling there. No, that's outside. He's telling him that he can go help with, or he says Daryl doesn't need his help. I'm sorry, with the rudder. And Daryl's kind of like, yeah, you got it for us. That was you. We do need your help. You are, kind of saying that you are useful, I guess. It's kind of saying to him, and the kid's like, well, I don't care because now I can't be with my girlfriend, which I get it.
Well, and I think Daryl needs help. Daryl needs help, and he said he would help. Like, right?
Yeah.
Daryl
No,
needs.
yeah, I think he does. And I think the kid's just depressed and he needs to. I mean, but again, that is, like you said, it's low stakes, but it is the story. And obviously he needs to save the person that he loves, is, where where they go.
Yeah,
The
I mean, I mean, she did make a choice, right?
mm-hmm.
Roberto can't. I mean, she made a. Does she need saving? She volunteered and she made a decision, right? And Roberto can't live with it.
She volunteered, and yeah, so he should let her make her own decision. And that's why later in the episode, Fede's like, you can't stop her once she makes her mind up. Like,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily his decision to make.
Yeah.
And Galactus is this season. It reminds me of how Carol was in season 1 of The Walking Dead. She was more timid and less more emotional in season 1. Although she's still a badass fighter in this season and in
I mean,
this
she was being abused, and like she had endured I don't know how many years of abuse from her husband when we meet her in season 1, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So yeah, they go to fix the boat. I think I have okay, that's just more with them. I don't know. I took a picture trying. I guess they hooked it up to pull it with the truck. I was trying to figure out what they did.
They're trying to get it up right so they can work on the hull.
Boat in the sail, yeah, putting it in the hull, trying to fix it. So yeah, I don't. What's her name? Valentina.
Yeah, I love Valentina.
Yeah, I do too, but I got to write it down because I didn't have her name. But yeah, they're helping him with the boat and putting the rudder on. Meanwhile, the one guy is showing, this guy Cooper, who we mentioned earlier, is showing Daryl how to tie.
Okay, we've never seen him before, right? Like this is the first.
Yeah, I think I was like, the first time.
I was like, who the hell is this guy? And I'm like, wait, he's American? Like, what is? There's just an American guy hanging around here.
Yeah, it's a little weird and out of place, and it's not commented on. But yeah, he's apparently American. That's why I said maybe he was Canadian, and then you said no. He said he's from California. I'm like, oh, okay, and yeah, he's American.
Well, Valentina says he's from California.
Yeah. Okay, somebody does. Yeah,
he knows how to sail. You should think about taking him with you.
Yeah, but I guess the point is that he's helping Daryl before he dies and can't help him. Right? He's teaching him how to do that.
Well, but why do you think Daryl rejects the idea? Like Valentina's like, oh, he's American. He knows everything about sailing. Like, you should take him with you. And Daryl's like, no, we'll be fine. And Carol goes, well, we didn't do so well the first time. Right?
I don't know if he just doesn't want to be responsible for anybody else. That's kind of my thought, is like
oh my God.
as much as Daryl, he even says later, "What makes you think I don't care?" I think as much as Daryl acts like he don't care, I don't think he wants anybody else to die.
Yeah, but Daryl doesn't know how to sail, and this guy knows how to sail, and
Yeah,
this guy
I know.
wants to go home to America. Like, why? Daryl is like single-mindedly wanting to go home to America, but he won't like help this other guy who wants to go to America, and
Yeah.
he knows how to sail. It's so
Well,
dumb that he
and
says
maybe
no.
and maybe if the guy had just said, "Please, please, please, I want to go," maybe he would have let him. Is it maybe Daryl also doesn't want to look weak? I don't know. I
I
just
mean,
more
look
figured
weak.
he
How does
doesn't.
it look weak to admit I can't sail? You can
No, it
sail,
doesn't. I'm just thinking
right?
that's the only other reason I could think. I
I know.
honestly just figured he didn't want to be responsible for anybody else dying.
I don't
Was
think
my
that's it.
immediate.
I don't think that's it. And given that they were going to kill him off in 5 minutes anyway, Daryl could have just said, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea," right?
Well, Daryl didn't talk to the writers, so he didn't know that.
I mean, he's taking Roberto, and he agreed to take Roberto and Justina with them, and they're useless. They don't know how to sail either. So the idea that he doesn't want to be responsible for other people, I think, maybe doesn't hold water when you think through the part where he agreed to take these two with him, right?
Well, to be fair, he only agreed to take them because Carol kept begging him to take them, so he did it for
No,
her.
I mean,
Why do you think he doesn't want to take them? You're asking me, why do you think? Do you
no,
have
he
a
took
better-
them. Agreed to take them because Valentina said, "I'm not helping you unless you
Oh,
take
that's
them."
right. She did. I forgot.
That's not why. And he never says like, "I don't want to be." Like,
No, I forgot. I forgot he did. She did say that. Why
I
do
mean,
you think that he doesn't want to?
I don't know. I was legitimately asking. I don't know why he won't let this guy Cooper come with them, who wants to go home to America and knows how to sail, right? Like the British guy that died in episode 1, whatever his name was, like he knew how to sail, and they went with him. They didn't just steal his boat and go by themselves.
Yeah, they didn't know how. Now they know how to sail suddenly because they watched Stephen Merchant's character. Now they know how to do it all by themselves.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy that he would not
They
say.
somehow thought they were going to fly a plane across the country. So.
I mean,
No,
they didn't try to take a plane. They got Ash, right?
They did get Ash, but then didn't Ash died though in the end, right? Or did he get away? I can't remember.
I don't know who flew Laurent away in the end.
It might have been Ash. Actually, I think it was Ash that flew him out. I was thinking he died. I think he flew him out in the end. Flew the kid out. Hey Doc, hey Lori, welcome. Let's see. Galactus says Daryl learned that one has to be selfish to survive. Everyone is just trying to kill everyone and take their stuff. That's a good point, but I think this guy was genuinely trying to help. And it's kind of odd, this scene. Like, it's a little bizarre to see him there listening to this guy telling him how to tie a knot. Does it not seem strange to you? It's like this odd.
I don't know. Sailors really know how to tie knots. I dated a guy who had a boat, and he made me learn how to like tie up these ropes and whatever. Yeah. Boat people are very serious about their knots, but
well, it could be important later. You never know.
But I guess Galacticus, I think letting Cooper come with you is the selfish thing to do, right? Like we don't know how to sail. This guy knows how to sail. Like he shouldn't have to ask. They should be begging him to go with them, right?
That's true. That's
like,
very true.
Like getting him to go with. I think the selfish move is to take Cooper with you.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. I guess I could look at it both ways though, because it's selfish in the sense that if you're more like, I don't care what happens to him, I need his help, then it's selfish. But if you're looking at it as, I don't want to risk anybody else, then it's not selfish. So I think it depends the reasoning why he wants or doesn't want to take him.
But you know I mean, but they don't care. They didn't care what happened to what's his name, Stephen Merchant, whatever that guy's name was. They didn't really care about that. They didn't care about Ash. They just wanted his plane. They don't really care about.
So it is bizarre. I agree. It is a little bizarre. Hey, B, welcome. Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you, and I don't know the reasoning. What do you guys in the chat think? Do you think there's a better reason of why he doesn't want to? Galactus says they should bring him, learn what they can, then kill him. This is the way in the new world. I don't know that I foresee that happening, but yeah,
it kind of is. It
might be the best
way,
right? It might be the best way.
I mean, Daryl was going to steal all of Antonio's stuff, and Antonio's been so nice to them, right? And saved Carol's life.
Again, I still have to take issue with.
And Daryl's like, let's steal all of his shit that we need. So I just, I don't know. But then I mean, we're going on and on about this guy Cooper. Like, I really was wondering about it, and then I was kind of shocked when he was dead in the next 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you kind of wonder, like, how are they going to get away now? Have they suddenly learned? Although, like I said, in the scheme of the way this show works, they might have learned from Stephen Merchant's character
No, they
how to use
really,
the
I
boat.
mean, they
No, in
only,
my life they couldn't, but I'm saying in this show, I could see that
no,
happen.
no, they don't know how to sail. Daryl, I mean, Carol says, like, we didn't do so good the first time. Carol is not pretending that she knows how to sail,
Yeah,
right?
no, I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly they do know the way this show goes sometimes. But yeah, I do agree. I think they should have taken him. I think it was a smart move. It's kind of a moot point because he dies, but it would have been a smart move. B says I think Daryl is not acting very Daryl like. I don't. Yeah, I think both of them are a little out of character this season. I really do. I've said earlier in the season it irritates me that Daryl is so doesn't want to help anybody, doesn't want to, and wants to steal things from people. Like I get it, but that isn't the Daryl I know. I feel like he is a good guy and is supposed to be the hero, so it irritates me. But it also makes sense. But
Let's
yeah, I think
remember
it's been
let's
a little.
remember that Daryl was in love with Isabel, and she's
Uh-huh,
it's a matter of days that she, like, it's less than 30 days probably that she's dead, right?
uh-huh.
It's she's, he's still reeling, I think, from that loss, and he was very attached to Laurent and sent him away and doesn't know if he lived or died, right? So I think
Yeah.
Daryl's going through some stuff.
And
uh,
that's kind of why I'm thinking maybe he does. That's why I said maybe he doesn't want to risk anybody's life, and that's why he's refusing. But
well, I mean,
beyond that, it's a yes. I mean,
kind
I
of
don't know.
really disagree. I really disagree that he doesn't want to risk anyone's life. These are two very selfish people that risk everyone's life. There's
No,
nothing
no,
more
you're
important
right.
to them than getting home
But
to America.
right, but that's really the only reason I can come up with. But
Yeah,
since we don't, he doesn't say, we don't get to know.
yeah,
Let's see. Galactus says if Rick was there, Rick and Carol would be plotting to rob that place blind and leave ASAP. That's
yeah.
funny. It probably would be. Um, and B agrees that this whole season, the two of them haven't been like them. Maybe we can chalk it up to grieving. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't really have a good reasoning, but I do think they've both been a bit out of character. But Galactus is right. They are suffering a lot of PTSD. I think all the characters at this point in the show are suffering PTSD, right?
I guess. I mean,
Ian is a
we're also
lot.
supposed to believe that Carol has recently reached a major turning point in her life where she finally, like, got
Is
over
accepted.
her
Yeah.
or accepted Sophia's death or whatever. I mean, we talked about that, I think, last week or before that. We didn't really, like, yes, you never get over that kind of a loss, but also, like, Carol didn't, like, to say that she finally gave it up, like, it hasn't been something that's on my mind since, like, maybe 2 episodes after Sophia died, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that we necessarily needed that. And the thing is, there were other kids that she looked at, like her kids too, like that boy that
Henry,
I don't remember his name. Yeah, Henry.
Henry.
And they never mentioned him. So, yeah. Let's see. Lori says Daryl has been hurt and he has shut himself down from caring for anyone. Yeah, I definitely think he has, but I still do think it's a dumb move not to try to take people that know how to help you, regardless of
Yeah,
why. It is kind of a dumb
yeah.
move to not try to take this guy with.
Well,
Um,
and I think that Daryl, I mean, they're showing us those flashbacks, which we all, well, you and I agree we don't like those Daryl flashbacks, but I mean, they are reminding us, to go, they are reminding us that he's been hurt, like, going back to childhood, hurt by his parents, the people who were supposed to love you the
uh-huh,
most, hurt by his brother, right? So he's
uh-huh,
been shut down, like, ever since we met him, really, right? Like,
that's fair.
when he finally got a love interest, like, very close to the end of Walking Dead, he gets a love interest, right? Who turns out to
Yeah.
be a psycho. Um,
Uh,
but he's only had two love interests, and they came very late in the game. And I do agree with that. He has really shut himself down for caring anyone, and maybe that means where Laura's coming from with that, like, not caring about who gets killed. Like, I gotta take care of me, and, like, if Roberto gets killed, if Cooper gets killed, whatever, I don't care.
yeah. Yeah. I think Carol's the one that tells Valentina to come, right?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. They definitely should have tried to pick her. She seems to know what she's doing. Galactus says, do you think Rick will show up this season? I would say no for one big reason. and you see if you agree with this. AMC is very bad at keeping secrets. I think if Rick was going to be in this season, it would have been announced a long time ago.
And there'd be all like set photos leaking out all over the place, right? And they are very bad at keeping any secrets.
Will he be in next season? I don't know, but I would be shocked if he was in this season. I'd love to say yes, but I don't think so. But at least he has kind of hinted he's coming back to the franchise. Okay, Lori. Was it that he said he was in the next season? I knew he was coming back. I didn't know it was specifically to Daryl Dixon show. I haven't gotten a chance to watch your video yet. Everybody, Lori, Real Cinema Therapy had posted a video about what Andrew Lincoln said. I haven't watched it yet, but yeah. So I'll have to check that out. But if that's cool, if he's in next season, which actually kind of surprises me that he's coming to another show rather than them doing a Rick show and having them kind of meet up somewhere in the middle. That's a little surprising. Bill Bebop says Daryl just wants to get home. He's tired of taking care of other people's business, as he said.
Yes,
that's also true. He's just kind of like, leave us alone, you know.
And it almost always goes bad, right? Starting from like season 3-ish, when someone said, "Oh, can you go kill those saviors for us?" Right? Like every time they take care of other people's business, it goes bad, and he was really hurt badly by losing Isabel and Laurent.
Yeah. Galactus asks, "Am I the only one that gives a damn about Eugene?" You mean from the original show? Yeah. I like Eugene. I'm today. I'm also writing up, finishing up my review for the Last of Us DVDs. That's why I'm like, Eugene. My head's in that space. But yes, Eugene. I liked Eugene. I still like Eugene. I'd like to see him again. I always liked Eugene. I don't know if you did or not, but I always did. So yeah, I
like Eugene.
I like him. Okay, let's see. Lori says they haven't confirmed where Rick is going to show up. It's my feeling he'll be in season 4. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. I thought you meant he had announced that. I was going to say I didn't see a press release. I just saw that he was going to be back in. There's another season, so I think if he's going to show up, it'd be next season. I also don't think they're planning it in the spinoff. Gimple said make me think it's not happening. I kind of always assumed that if he was going to come back, there would be another season of The Ones Who Live, but maybe there won't be. I don't know. I don't follow the news and that on The Walking Dead enough to be honest, so I don't know. You guys would definitely know more than I would, and I don't think you follow it either, do you? The only time I know is if it's in a press release because I get the emails, but otherwise I don't really follow it.
All right. Well, at any rate,
so she gives Carol a sextant. That's what with this scene that I've had up and never switched.
It's like teaching Carol to use the sextant. I think she should have. On the one hand, at the time I watched this, I thought she should try harder to convince Valentina to go with them. And then I thought, well, there's no way Valentina's going with them, and Carol probably knows it. And so, like, she's not going to push it because she knows. Everybody knows Valentina's not leaving. Right?
That's true. Yeah, I think they need her there. I don't think she would leave. B says Gimple said he wanted to keep Daryl and Carol's story to the two of them. I'm fine with that. I mean, if they want to bring Rick in, they can, but I think another story would make more sense personally. But yeah, that's neither here nor there.
I mean, I think if he just randomly showed up in the same town in Europe where they are, it would be like way too coincidental for me to be able to watch.
Well, with this show, they can cross the country and the continent and everything pretty easy. Excuse me. So, all right. So then we get wrong place. The scene with Antonio and Roberto fixing the fence, and this is where Antonio is basically telling him he has to accept what happened, and he's like, "Well, if that's the case, then why can't you accept me and Justina?" And he's giving more excuses. He says, "Oh, you're too young," and Roberto's like, "Bullshit." And he says he knows they have the two of him and Fede have a grudge.
I mean, they're not that young, Roberto and Justina. It's not like they're 14, right? It's not like they're 14 or whatever. They're probably like 20 and like in a place where life expectancy is like not really that long. Yeah. It's shocking how many old people are still alive in this town when there's like like no medicine, no hospital, no, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with him. I think it's bullshit. What, why? I don't know. I definitely think there's something between him and Fede. Like I said, I said my theory earlier, which I hope isn't true, but that's the only thing I can think of. But he's again just telling his son, you can't go there. He's watching you. It's dangerous, and just kind of trying to get him to accept what's going on and get him not to try to leave again,
I
which,
mean,
by
it
the
is a
end of
little,
the episode, he does.
yeah. I mean, it is a little suspicious that you're like not allowed to leave the town.
Yeah. Yeah. Any place where you're pretty much held hostage in the town is probably not a good town, let's be honest. Yeah. B says, I liked watching Carol and Valentina together. They seemed to understand each other, minus the lack of physical intimacy between Carol and Daryl. Carol offered but didn't expect her to go with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. She probably didn't expect it. But I liked them too. I think I liked Valentina. She was funny.
Well, and B, if you saw, there was a little like behind the scenes snip that ran after the show, and they say they wanted to give Carol like a friend, like an age appropriate friend to
Yeah.
talk to.
The question is, how long is she going to be there or be her friend? Because if they're leaving, I just question are they going to be there. All right. So then we go back to Carol and Daryl, and she is upset and telling Daryl that it's her fault with what happened to Justina, because she's like, I tried to reassure her, but I just put the idea in her head. Yeah, you kind of did.
You kind of did.
And this is where Daryl just says, you have to let that shit go. He's like, we got to get home. You just got to move on. And this is where she starts saying, oh, they were so innocent and it was like a mirage and you should want to root for them. And he's like, that was your first mistake. And he says he made the same mistake back in France, and they're always making the mistake, fighting everyone's fight. And sometimes they need to fight for themselves. And I don't think he's wrong. I do think he's right. I just, as I said before, I feel like it's a little out of character for him not to want to help. But I do think it makes sense he doesn't want to help. I get it.
I mean, I didn't really, as I look back, I mean, Daryl's never the one that was like, we have to interfere and do this. It was like Rick says, let's interfere, and Daryl goes along with Rick. Like, I don't really.
Season, or
yes, it happened in France, yes, but and maybe after the death / disappearance of Rick, when Daryl stepped up in a different way on The Walking Dead. But he's like, I'm not sure he has ever. He's not some kind of crusader for justice.
No, he hasn't. I just, like I said, he to me is like the hero of the show. So like, you want him to do good.
But I mean, he's the protagonist. I would never call Daryl a hero. He's the protagonist, but he's not a hero, right?
I don't know. I look at him as the hero of the show. Maybe you're not supposed to. And yes, you're right. He isn't always. Yeah, I don't know. That's just personally what I've kind of thought this season. Like, I didn't like, and I said this earlier in the season, I didn't like that he was going to steal all the stuff from Justina and Roberto. I like that, to me seemed very un-Daryl-like and irritated me. And I know it didn't irritate you like it did me, but yeah, I don't like that Daryl. Whether that's out of character or not, I don't. That's not the Daryl I want to see. But I also want him to be smart, and I agree with what he's saying, and it does make sense. And they do screw up everybody even more, right?
Now you're making me think of when he and Rick and Carl wouldn't pick up that backpacker who was like, help me, and they drive past him, and then at the end of the episode, he's dead, and they take his backpack. Remember that?
No, yeah, I do. I do remember that. I don't know. Maybe I'm used to the Daryl that helped Isabella and Laurent and did everything to save them. I guess I'm kind of more.
Well, because he fell in love with her is why he did it, right?
Well, but I think he cared about Laurent too. I don't think it was justice.
No, I think he felt like he fell in love with Laurent also. He had this little family, this little cute family he have, right?
Yeah. But Carol does say here, how can you not care? And he's like, did I say I didn't care? So he's like, it's not that I don't care. There's just nothing we can do. And he should be saying, and every time we try to do something, it fucks it up worse. That's what he should be saying, right?
Yeah.
B says, if I'm trying to justify Daryl's strange behavior, I think he's shut down after everything. That's true, too. Kleenex. Sorry, don't mind me.
He's like in the very early stage of his grief over losing Isabel.
Yeah. B said that was Rick and Michonne. Was it Rick and Michonne?
It was Rick and Michonne in the car that wouldn't pick up. I remember the backpacker running after them, like, help me, help me, help me. And they blow them off, right? It was Rick and Michonne. Okay, thank you, B.
Yes, I don't.
Right, so I'm sorry I accused Daryl of cold.
It was not my Daryl. No. Yeah. All right. So then we get more also of Carol and Valentina talking about living alone, that kind of thing. This is all sort of the same thing. We sort of mentioned some of this. This is where she's telling Cooper to go with them, and Daryl, saying they don't need him and that kind of thing. And Carol says she should come, but she says she's content there and to take Cooper. Oh, and then whenever Daryl disagrees with Carol, this is where she says, "Your boyfriend doesn't like taking advice, does he?" And then Carol's like, "No, we're not. We've never been." And Daryl's like, "Nope." I thought Daryl was the funniest there, where he's just like, "Nope." But yeah, I know we kind of talked about this in the chat. I think that was just kind of like a little joke and a nod to people like me that like Daryl and Carol together. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean they're going to get together, but it's like other people see it. It's not completely invisible. And yeah, I think that was the point. And they're like, no, it never happened, which it didn't. So
I just think they would be gross together. I see a real brother and sister, big sister kind of role is how I see them.
That's fair. I know a lot of people disagree with it. But yeah, as I've said before, I tend to go, I think, for the ships that aren't the ones that are like the most obvious too. So
I never ship anybody ever.
Yeah, you usually don't.
After Kate and Sawyer, I'm too burned.
You probably would have really gotten sick of me if you watched X-Files with me the first time I watched it, right?
Yeah. And in the after show little blurb, whoever that guy was they were interviewing, he does say, like, it's a valid question, like, right? From Valentina's perspective, this man and this woman have been together for years, and it's just the two of them, and like maybe it's a totally reasonable assumption that they're together.
When it's not like they've said, "Oh, we're brother and sister" or something. They've never addressed it, and they are, yeah. B adds that. Whoops, wrong part. Sorry, where'd it go?
She's talking about the backpack, B.
Yeah. No, I know. I was saying Bill Bebop said it honestly seems like he's forgot about Isabel. I think he's shut down, like, denial stage of grief. Yeah, you know what? The one thing I have to say about this, and I've said this about other shows, I don't think I've said this about this show, but I think a lot of times on a television show, they move past something like grief really quick and quicker than you would in real life. But I also feel like that makes sense for a TV show, because I don't think anybody wants to watch a show where Daryl week after week is like, oh, Isabel, right? You wouldn't want to see that. It would be really annoying. Because they do that all the time.
And yet
when they lose somebody or whatever. It's not just watching.
And yet you've just rewatched a season of, like, The Last of Us this season. Every single thing that Ellie did is entirely motivated by her grief.
It is. But that's more of a revenge. It's not like a grief. You know what I mean? Like, because
it's grief. You don't think that revenge is born of grief? Come on.
It is born of grief. But the plot line of The Last of Us, like, that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Like, The Walking Dead isn't about that. You can't devote all that time to his grief. Because I said this, I know I said this with X-Files even, like, it irritated me. Like, Scully loses a child and she's like over it the day later, but it's like, you can't, I don't know. I just think you can't spend the whole show being like somebody sad about somebody dying. Yes, if that's the plot, like Last of Us, that it's about that grief, that anger, then yes. But this is about the way the world is, in my opinion. It's not really about that. Just like it's not really about the relationships, regardless of whether you would like them to have relationships, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I think it would be really boring if we spent the whole time watching Daryl cry about Isabel, personally.
Okay, fair.
Just like Carol. I mean, she's mentioning her kid, and it seems like she's finally worked through it. And I totally understand it took her years to work through it, but I didn't need to see it all those years. Like, mm-hmm. It's just like an update. Yeah. It's part of me.
Yeah.
she said, Lori says, Daryl made a big deal out of it. It's kind of immature of him.
Yes.
And it makes me wonder if something will happen between them. Did you really take that as a big deal? I just thought it was more funny, like he didn't know how to react to it. I just took it that he's just kind of like, yeah, no. He protested too strongly. He did protest strongly, but I thought, I don't know, to me it was just funny.
I mean,
it was just kind of like, yeah, that's not happening type of thing.
It was, I mean, I kind of agree it was a little mature because I kind of took it that he was like, Carol, ew, gross. Like, I took it that he was like, no, Carol, like, she's my best friend.
It kind of did sound like that. And then I would say maybe he protests too much. But yeah, no, I see that. I hadn't really thought about it that way. I don't know. When I saw it, I just thought it was kind of funny the way he responded. No, like, yeah, no. But yeah, I kind of see that.
And Valentina goes, not even once or something like that, right?
Nope. Daryl is grieving, so he shuts down emotionally. He isn't in denial. He just wants to numb out. That's a valid too. Yeah, I think people deal with grief differently.
I mean, he's been like emotionally shut down since we met him. Like he is a guy that keeps
talking about it. That's for sure.
Very close. Yeah.
And B says it was like he enjoyed confusing Valentino. I thought it was funny too. I enjoyed that scene either way, regardless of if there was more meaning to it. I did enjoy that scene. And I don't know. I just kind of felt like it was just a shout out to the people and being like, yeah, we know you think that, like that kind of thing, not really saying anything other than, yeah, we know other people think that. So that was how I took it. So that's the end of that. And then Fede, wait, I gotta skip ahead here. There's more about that. I took way too many pictures. So then Fede comes to, I'm having a hot flash.
This was so weird, right? Like Fede came there to what? He came there to stir up trouble. There's no way Fede would come to Roberto and be like, oh, I'm so sorry that she dumped you and ran off, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. I didn't know how to take this. Part of me thought it was because Fede is upset a little bit. She's gone and like not necessarily dealing with it as well as he's pretending to. And he just kind of like, yeah, it sucks. I don't know. But it was a little strange that he
like tracked them down to wherever this cow pasture is, and like made this special trip to come to Roberto and be like, I'm sorry.
I think this was at their house, wasn't it? At Roberto and Antonio's house still.
I don't know. It's like whatever the fence is, it has something to do with cows, right? Because he said we need to fix this fence to keep the cows in here or whatever. Wherever it is, I just find it like really out of character and frankly just not believable that Fede came across town to apologize to Roberto, the person he wanted to be away from Justina. Yeah. Anyway, right? I'm sorry that she's gone.
Maybe he's just trying to seem like the nice guy that he's not. That's possible.
I think he came there for another reason and bumped into Roberto and like had to make up some reason why he was there.
Well, it could be. But yeah, he just says he's sorry, and then he's like, "You never wanted us to be together." And he says, well, I didn't want her to leave. I tried to stop her. And this is where he says, but you know her, she's hard-headed. Like once she wants to do something, you're not going to be able to stop her. And then he questions, well, how could she do that? And that's when Fede says something to the effect of sometimes even the ones we love hide the real reasons they do things. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel though like it had to serve some purpose. Like if he didn't mean it, then what was the reason that he talked to him? Was it really just he didn't know what to say?
I don't know.
It could be. I'm not saying it's not.
This whole thing is weird because there's like some deep secret that like they live in a town that has like a few hundred people that have all lived there for their entire lives. I'm pretty sure it's a place where everybody knows everything about everybody, but somehow like Roberto, like there's a like secret about his mother's death or something that like, which happened in Barcelona, right? Yeah. And Fede knows like the whole thing is a little like, I can't pull this thread too hard because it will all come apart.
Well, right? Either way, he knows it and isn't revealing it either. Or at least it seems to me that Fede knows. Whatever. But yeah, I don't know whether he just didn't know what to say or not. B says, I want to know the story between Fede and Antonio. It's strange him seeking them out. Yeah, well, we'll probably get more of a
B,
answer
we were
that.
saying B in the watch party that we think it's something to do with Antonio's dead wife, Roberto's dead mother. Like maybe Fede was in love with her and she rejected him for Antonio, or maybe she had an affair with Fede at some point during the marriage. Then Jimmy took that to its logical, disturbing conclusion.
Yeah, I wondered if maybe it's possible Roberto is Fede's son. And that was why they wanted them apart, which I'm hoping is not the case. That could just be, like I said, yeah, bad soap opera drama we don't need. And B says, yeah, I hope it doesn't end up being something stupid. Hopefully it won't be. But we will have to wait to find out.
Yeah.
All right. So there's more of them. Oh no, wait. This is where
this is where the horny people come out.
Yeah, the horny people, yeah. They wait. No, wait. This is, I think I'm going too far. Yeah, this is where they're attacked.
Yeah.
Right?
Cooper, we hardly knew ye.
Yeah, he gets arrowed. And I still think that's a way too low to be his heart. I'm sorry.
It's too high to be his stomach. It's not his stomach.
It's too high to be his stomach. I just don't know that shot of an arrow would be fatal right there.
It's exactly where Joe got shot on Alien Earth and he needed a new lung.
Yes, but I would. Well, I guess if your lung filled up with blood, you could quickly die. But yeah, that's. Oh, hey, see, B said the same thing. I wonder if it could be something like that with the wife. So
yeah, that's
not the only one. All right, so these are the primitive people that are attacking them too, right?
Yeah.
Remember.
Yeah. Okay. The primitives, which is the new worst name for a group they've had on this show, but it's much cooler in Spanish.
Yeah, right. So they fight them, and then Daryl ends up having to, kill Cooper because he's a walker. That he became really quickly. So yeah.
This whole thing is a little like. They attack in broad daylight with primitive weapons. They're attacking people they know have guns.
It is kind of dumb.
I mean, I guess they have a little bit of advantage in that, like Daryl, like they're up against the sea and they can't retreat. But yeah, they have guns. They know they have guns, and they come with arrows. And I mean, we know arrows are deadly. Poor Cooper, and we've seen Daryl kill about 1 million people with a crossbow in his history, right? But it just seemed like a really ill-considered attack. And to what, at this point, to what purpose? Like, what do they want? They already took all of Daryl's shit from his boat the first night he crashed, right?
Yeah.
What do they want? Yeah, thank you, Lori. It is similar to the wolves in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, sometimes I think they're running out of ideas. But yes, I agree with what you said too when we watched that little behind the scenes clip. The fact that the writers or the producer or whoever was that said it is like, oh, they're just attacking them just to attack. Like they didn't even give a reason, and that makes it worse, right? Like
yeah. I mean, in the behind the scenes, they said we wanted a villain. We wanted a group that has no morals and no real purpose, and they just want to kill, which that was the wolves, right?
Yeah,
and
it's not stupid in an apocalypse. I mean, I get it, but we've seen that before. We don't.
Well, like nihilism, right? Like this idea, like life has no purpose, but to actively go out and try to murder everyone is just, I mean, basically that writer or producer in that clip, he's basically saying we created characters with no motivation on purpose.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't even there to steal their, when they came to Daryl and Carol originally, they were taking their stuff. So it made a little more sense, but just to kill doesn't make sense. It's not a great storyline. And what that producer, whoever was, said it made it sound worse, in my opinion. So,
I mean, one of the most interesting.
Kill anyone who isn't with them. You're right.
One of the most interesting things that remains in this show that they used to cover a lot on Walking Dead, and they've really gotten away from it is the struggle for resources, and that that resources are dwindling, and if they were trying to steal everything from the town, that would make more sense. They want to steal their food. They got to live, right? But they just want to burn it all down. Like the guy
Well,
says.
let me ask you this though, Karen. Which to you is worse? People who want to kill just to kill and have no purpose, or insane, crazy villains? Because usually you're complaining about like the ones who are the cult leaders. They're insane, crazy people.
Well,
And
they
the
are
show.
like just a
I know.
straight
So
up
which is
like
worse? I'm not
a
sure.
straight up group that wants your resources, right? Or someone like the Negan originally in his first, he felt people are a resource and he kind of didn't want to kill people, although he didn't mind maiming them and whatever. But and like he didn't have any resources, but by setting up a protection racket, he got people to provide him with resources, right?
Yeah,
But then he turned out to be like insane and horrible.
That's kind of though what because what is it? God, I forgot. I'm gonna say the wrong name. The group that's protecting them. Isn't that a little bit what they're doing? Except they're using women as a resource.
El Alcazar, kind of, yeah. Like they all like it kind of is, but he's taking women from them. Like they all turn out to be depraved in the end, right? Like there's never just a straight up struggle over resources. So there's always like a depraved individual at the top of it.
Yeah. That's why I'm not sure which is worse.
Well, I think just killing just for the sake of killing is maybe worse. At least a cult leader has a belief and they think they're doing something for the greater good.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
They're wrong, but
But hey, they're there. At least they have a motivation. B had said that Cooper was a victim of the Carol and Daryl curse. Just thinking about joining them got him killed.
Yep.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
They're not somebody you want to hang out with. So yeah.
Yeah, and by the end of this episode, the town is destroyed that they came to visit, right? Like not destroyed, but very badly damaged.
Yeah. But they hear a bell, right? Or something.
Yeah, they hear the guy ringing the bell.
The bell. And it means that they're under attack.
So they're gonna run off to
this must be a little bit further on. Okay, so yeah, the town is under attack by these again, the crazy primitivos. I tried to get different pictures, but it's kind of like a lot of them are blurry. It's hard to.
So I asked this in the chat. What do you think these furs? They're wearing big furs, like bear fur or wolf fur or something. They have this like Jon Snow cape thing going on with fur.
I think it's just to make them look primitive. I don't think there's
any. But I'm not sure like what kind of big furry animals live around this place, but whatever. I mean, because. But whatever, like they got all this fur. They have these horns. It's not very. It does look very primitive, and I mean they're the primitives, right? I think it would be hard to fight with a big horn head on your helmet, right? But whatever. It is to make them look very.
Well, Vikings did it, right? I mean, technically.
Well, yeah, I guess they. If that's real, yeah, they had too small horn, like Thor style, too small horn. I also wonder how Loki sometimes can, when he has that big helmet on with those big horns.
I know
how he can keep his head up, but whatever.
He's got Asgard power, so he's got a little bit different going on there. All right. Well, I don't know that we really need to go through specifics of the fight.
And again, why did they invade in broad daylight when everyone can see them coming? And right,
other than it's easier to shoot. I don't have any.
And everyone's awake. Like, shouldn't you attack at night? Maybe.
Yeah, you should.
Well, you're right. It'd be harder to shoot. Different, right?
To shoot. Yeah, it would take more work. So maybe they're just making it easier on themselves. I don't know. But yeah, there was a big fight, and like the kid gets separated. He runs into the house, eventually gets away. And then Fede trying to save somebody, he ends up getting stabbed in the shoulder there with not stabbed, an arrow through the shoulder. Mm-hmm. And Carol saves him. And I remember when I watched that, I'm like, I don't know that you should save that guy. I mean, look, he's trying to help everybody, but I just get the feeling like this guy is not a good guy, right? And I know we talk about levels of
I mean, he's not a great guy, but he's not like the governor
trying to save the town. But I don't know. I just think it's going to bite her in the butt later. I felt like. But
I mean,
yeah,
I think he won't really be grateful. He'll still turn on Carol eventually, but right.
probably.
But I don't think he's not like so bad that yet. Like I haven't seen anybody else in this town with any leadership qualities. So
Yeah. He's the only thing we know that he's done that's wrong is that he's giving these girls up really, and that he rigged the game. I mean, those are kind of the two things that we know he's
yeah,
done.
yeah,
And whether or not, and we kind of argued about that last week, like whether or not that makes him wrong or not for trying to save his niece and screwing everybody else. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. B says they really seem to just want to wreak havoc just for the sake of it, like a bunch of bully teens messing with anyone weaker than they are. Yes. Yeah. And I don't think they're worried about, I don't think they want their resources, because otherwise, why would they just like come in and destroy the town? Like they're not just killing people, they're destroying everything.
yeah. And I'm not sure that I would consider the townsfolk to be weaker. I mean, they have machine guns, right?
Yeah.
And they do win the day in the end.
Yes. Yeah.
But they did seem to want to just wreak havoc, just destroy and kill for the sake of it.
Yeah. No, you're right. Hold on here. I lost my thing here. Didn't go cheeks out like Jason Momoa and Chief of War. Oh, but why not? That wouldn't have been bad for Norman, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember seeing that part. I guess I did. Oh, Chief of War. I'm thinking of C.
Chief of War. That
I was gonna say I didn't see that.
They're Hawaiian and it's historic and it's very cheap.
Yeah, I don't see. Excuse me, don't see that happening here. Oh, that went down the wrong way. I hate when when you do that. You swallow and it goes.
So this was surprisingly long. This battle scene, like you think it's over, but it's really only over on this street, and they're like, run over here and help these guys, and like this goes on for a long time, and now the sun sets, and now it's nighttime, and they're still like fighting.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. Now they see the beginning. They wanted it to be easier to shoot, so they shot it in the day, but now they need the fire to show up, so they shoot it
at night. Yeah.
I love this though, and I wish I would have gotten a better picture of it coming over. I tried to get it, couldn't, but. Yeah, it's a fireball, and then as soon as it hits that cart, there's like all these body parts that fly out because it's a ball of zombies. I like your firewalkers though; that was kind of cool too. But yeah, they're like body parts flying off because some of them aren't together anymore. It just kind of exploded. I don't know. I just thought it was cool and something different.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. I watched this show twice and did not catch that either time until the producers told us in the after show that it was like a bunch of zombies I thought it was like some kind of a firebomb and it hit this cart. People had been sitting in this cart and that's who stood up. I watched it twice and didn't understand the scene.
Okay, I don't know. That's what I immediately thought when the way it hit it. So I guess it depends if you really thought about it, because I thought it looked like that the way it exploded.
And I watched it the first time I watched it on my 55-inch screen. The second time I watched it on this laptop, and I didn't catch it either large or small.
Funny, because I immediately thought that and didn't really think anything other than wow. Like I thought it was funny because I'm like, oh, it's ball zombies.
Oh, and B didn't catch it either.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I for whatever reason got it, but maybe a lot of people didn't. I thought the way the body parts went flying that's what it meant, and then there were walkers on fire. Because I don't know that people would have turned that fast. I mean, they could have turned that fast, but I feel like there would have been dead people for a while first if it was the people in the cart.
That's another thing about this franchise. Like everyone always turns immediately now. Like in the very early days of this franchise, we saw people that took like almost 24 hours before they turned, right? And now everybody turns in like 30 seconds, which is good because we can't just it was poignant in the beginning, but now we can't just wait. We don't have time to wait around for people to become zombies.
Right.
Like, I appreciate that they turn quickly now, except when it's someone who needs to have a good speed before they die.
Yeah. It reminds me though of Dead City with the bombs they put when they like shoved bombs inside the walkers and sent them onto the ship.
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar thing there.
Yeah, Negan made like methane bomb zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy Bob says, I instantly thought back to Fear when they launched the radioactive walkers at Victor Strand's tower. That
Oh
too.
yeah. Yep.
Too.
Yeah.
Too. I think I've blocked some of that whole radioactive storyline. So that's why I forgot that. But you're right. You're right. But yeah, they do. I like that this show does try to do different walkers. I mean, there's only so much you can do, but I do like that they try to do something different. And then they have okay, so Fede has a Gatling gun, and then also he tells Antonio to go release the ballista. That's what this is, right?
That's what this thing is. It's like a thing that is like a crossbow /
Yeah,
catapult.
it kind of looks like that thing that what was Daryl's girlfriend? Remember they shot off in the regular series.
Woman who got dog from.
Yeah, that's what it makes me think of. But yeah, they're starting to win a little bit. I love Carol somewhere in here when she's talking to Daryl. She's like, "Quick mission, huh?" Wasn't it her that wanted to do all this and help people, not him?
Yeah,
but it was funny. But yeah, everything's going on. They launched these, but eventually they're all either dead or they're backing off. So yeah, they've and Fede says that they're going to join the walkers or whatever. He's going to add them to the
because he had to let them all out. All his walkers got away, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if this came up, if it started in this episode or not, because I can't remember if we had it in the episode. But they called them something in this one too. Did they call them that in last episode?
The hollow ones. That's what they call them. The hollow ones. It sounds better in Spanish.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was last episode too or not, just this one. But yeah. So yeah, they're kind of looking at their losses, and Roberto comes over and probably pisses Fede off even more, where he's like
whining about something.
This is what we're doing it for. Like, they're supposed to keep us safe, and now all these people attacked us. Like, we did it for nothing. We've given them the woman for nothing. And Fede's like, how can you say that? Because we would all be dead if we didn't have their weapons. And I see both sides. Like, I understand why he's saying that, but I also see Fede's point of view of saying, yeah, but if we didn't have these, we'd be all dead instead of almost dead. And it does make me wonder, and somebody in the chat, I think might have been Samuel, I can't remember for sure, said something and asked if we thought, like, do we think that Alcazar sent these people? So that way they think they need them. I would not be surprised at all if that's the case.
But this, so I see you've gotten the closed captioning. This, he's saying this was unprecedented. Actually, that's not the closed captioning. That's the translation. I want to hold on to that because I got a lot of questions about who these people are. It was unprecedented, so they've never been attacked before by these people.
That's what he's saying. Wait, I got more captions, I think. He says, whenever the remains of the burns out hall one. Oh, okay. I don't. He says something like, this is something new, I think is what he says. Something new.
Yeah. So I got a lot of questions about this that I talked a little bit about in the previous chat we had tonight. I can hold it and talk about it later at the end, maybe. Like, this unprecedented attack. I got a lot to say about this.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. They don't know about them. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, if they don't know about these people, nobody ever said, holy cow, who the hell are these people that are attacking us? What's with their crazy shit on their heads? Like, nobody expresses any surprise at these very strange psycho individuals showing up, right? Yeah. And also, like, Daryl wasn't there 5 minutes when he saw them on the first night, and that's like within walking distance of this.
Yeah, and right? I have to question too, even if they don't think they exist, why didn't Daryl say, "Oh yeah, I seen them the other day"?
like, how do they not know they're around?
I don't know.
They're always around. Like, Daryl's seen them. This is the third time. Like, Daryl saw them. This is the second time Daryl's seen them, right? Like, and he's only been there for like a week, right? Like, they're all around, but somehow they're not around. Nobody's seen them before.
Yeah, but he should have at least commented and been like, "Oh, they attacked us a couple days ago."
Well, I don't really know which it is. Which is it? Have they never been around before, or are they around? Right? Like, this is
I don't know. He says later that they thought they were a myth. So yeah,
I think
I
he
don't
might be
know.
lying. I think he might be lying. He says later, I've heard about you guys. I thought it was just folklore. I'm like, oh wait, so what? Folklore is something that's been around for more than what did we decide? It's like 13 years since the zombie apocalypse or something like that.
Something I don't know.
17. I mean, it's less than 20 years. That's not
Yeah.
folklore. That's like a rumor. Folklore would be like, right? Like
Yeah, yes. You can't have a folklore since the apocalypse started. Folklore has got to be, you're right, it would be a rumor. I would agree with that statement. But they're calling it that. Yeah. Either way, Daryl, I think it's Daryl comes up and he's like, hey, I caught one.
yeah.
And they bring him
Hey,
up.
I caught one.
It's like they're killing all of them and they decided not to kill one of them, which I thought was funny that they even just decided not to. B says, I thought the Primitivo baiting for his life was out of character. Not that I think I know what they're supposed to be, but it seemed like they didn't care. They were fighting people with guns. Did he beg for his life, though?
Yes, he does. We didn't get to that part yet, but when he's chained up and the zombies are going to get him, he's like, "Don't do this! Don't do this!"
Yeah, when he's chained up.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's kind of like seeing your own immortality. Like a lot of people will be brave and be like, I don't care if you kill me. But when they're actually like looking at the walkers going to eat them, they're kind of like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. You know? Like,
yeah, but they were, I mean, they're even described to us by the producer in the after show as like people with no beliefs, no morals, no anything. I mean, I kind of agree. I thought in this scene it was very oh, of course he's gonna spit in the mayor's face, and of course he's not gonna say anything, and of course he's gonna, right? Like they learned nothing from him.
Yeah, no, they don't. The only thing he says is whenever Fede asks who he serves, he says, we serve no one, but you serve Al Alcazar. The fact that he knows about Al Alcazar is what made me think maybe they did send them, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, and that's a good point because he doesn't even, it's not just that he knows about El Alcazar that he exists. He knows like the nature of the relationship between them and El Alcazar. Yeah. Like he's very knowledgeable for a guy that no one's ever seen, but people that supposedly don't exist, right?
Yeah, and that's why it made me wonder, like, if it was Alcazar and they wanted to send a message, he would have admitted it. But like, if they're doing it and don't want them to know, I could see them like not admitting it, you know? I mean, that's not to say that he does. I'm just saying that's kind of what I wondered too at this point.
I mean, maybe there are people who escaped. Some people escaped and joined them, and yeah. I don't know. Like, where do these people? I don't know. There's an awful lot of them, and they got to eat. Like, I'm really would be surprised that they have not tried to shown up and tried to rob the town before for food and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would think they would have. Daryl asks him what he wants, and he says to burn it all down.
To burn it all down. Yeah, that was very
a little
so
lame.
Dumb. So what a terrible line of dialogue that was, right?
It is. I would agree with that. So somebody's at the gate. Daryl goes down.
A very handy motorcycle around.
Of course. But hey, I like him riding the motorcycles. I don't mind that too much. But yeah, he stops this guy that I don't remember his name. This bouncer guy, guard, whatever you want to call him. He stops him from shooting because he sees that it is
it's Roberto
trying to get away. Like he used this happening as a means of escape because everybody was distracted, which I don't know that was the smartest move, because I feel like, number one, he should have been trying to help them save the town, although maybe he waited till they were.
Well, the battle's over.
Maybe he waited, but also like it would make me worry. And I don't know, just thinking of like from a writing perspective, this show usually isn't that nuanced, so it might not be, but I would worry that he would think that he was part of it just to get away, and that like he would do something to his father. That would have been my first assumption, like maybe you shouldn't do this, but I don't think that they're going there. I'm just saying that was kind of what I'm like.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're trying to sneak out of town, don't drive one of the very rare cars. Like just sneak out of town, right? Like he takes a car
or something, you know.
Or like there are quieter ways to get out of town. We discussed earlier, why does he even have to escape? Why can't he just leave if he wants? And do we think that guy was shooting at the tires, or do we think he was? I think
he was totally going to kill him. He was going to kill
Roberto, yeah.
Yeah, because Daryl says here that he was going to kill him. He's like, "Oh no, I was just going to shoot his towers." Yeah, I totally don't believe that. But either way, the Antonio, I think it is, says that it's not Daryl's fault because they're mad at Daryl, and then he's like, "No, it's your fault and your son's fault." And Antonio's like, "Well, I'll go find him because help me here, Fede does say that they need to find him because he could jeopardize the deal they have with Alcazar if he get because I know he knows obviously he's intending to go after Justina and he doesn't want that. So he's like, no, you can't do that. So Antonio says he'll go get him. And then there's like this whole thing where he's like, oh, you can't survive out there. You're worse than your son. And Carol's like, well, then I'll go. Because, of course, it's Carol.
I mean, he's not wrong. Antonio can't survive out there.
No.
He'd be dead in 5 minutes. But
he probably would be.
It's like Ron trying to do something without Hermione, right? Like, Carol is the Hermione of this operation, and she has to go along.
She's like, no, you're not going to survive without me. B says, for me, that guy wanting to kill Roberto came out of nowhere. I know he was causing trouble, but not enough to off him. I think he was just trying to shoot him because he was escaping. And like Fede said, he's afraid that if he goes after his girlfriend, that it will jeopardize the deal they made. Like if Alcazar thinks that they let him go to there, they'll think they're not wanting to honor their deal. That's what I got out of it.
The guy who was going to shoot, like, it is a little weird because, like, Fede doesn't say, don't let him escape, shoot him if you have to. Like, he definitely was going to shoot. He definitely was going to kill Roberto. Like, and like, since when can you not leave this town under penalty of death? Like, that's kind of new also, right?
They clearly can't. I mean, I got that opinion from the beginning of the season. I don't know that it makes sense, but I definitely.
Well, why didn't they kill Roberto and Justina when they got away the first time?
I think he was being lenient, and I also don't think that usually the penalty is death. I think that guy's just like taking care of the problem. Yeah. I don't think there's a death penalty for leaving, but I don't think they're allowed to leave. I think that to me is very clear that they're not allowed to leave. Probably because they want the women. Like, I don't know. Maybe if he left alone and didn't try to take his girlfriend, maybe they wouldn't have originally stopped him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know he's worried that he'll mess up the alliance right now. He looked like he was actually trying to kill him. He was close enough to just take out the tires. Yeah, I think it's just the guy was an asshole and didn't want to deal with it more than anything. I didn't really put too much stock into it, but I definitely don't think he was trying to shoot out the tires. And that's not an easy thing to do. As a promoter. Sorry, I'm just thinking of that scene from Bad Blood of the car going around in circles, him trying to shoot out the tires. So yeah. Carol's like, I'll go after him. And of course, Daryl is doing the same thing because he's going to go after Carol if Carol goes after the kid. So they both end up there. Let's see. Antonia tells her that she doesn't have to go with him. And she tells him he needs her help. And this is where he asks her if she has children, and she says not anymore. So clearly she's implying that her kid or kids died, which we know is the case. B says Roberta did tell Daryl if he went back, they'd send her away and kill him. But then they got there and that never came up killing him part anyway. Did he say that? I don't know. I would just say maybe they're not quite as cruel that they actually would have killed him, or at least not that Fede intended to kill him.
I mean, he might have.
I don't know.
He might have said that as a lie to get Daryl to let him go.
Yeah.
Right, because he didn't want originally. He says that maybe he was just trying to get Daryl to be like, oh, in that case, they're going to kill you.
To scare them too. I mean, maybe they're like a threat of death, so they don't leave. Whether they actually intend to or not is,
it's all very
yeah. But it is. I agree, a little weird that they're not allowed to leave. So I don't know. But yeah, Carol says her kid that she doesn't have children anymore. Daryl, let's see. I have written Daryl tells Carol that she should let Roberto go. She was going to. Oh, this is where Daryl says to Carol, you should let him go because he was going to run off with Justina anyway. How is this any different? And she's like, well, they would have been together. But he's like, yeah, but if they come back, it's not going to change. Like, it's going to be the same thing, even if we drag them back.
He's not wrong. right?
And he's not wrong, but she's like, yeah, but what if he dies? So anyway, Daryl, of course, follows
he's a
Carol.
grown man who has made this decision. If he dies, he dies, right?
Yeah,
Like that's
I mean,
what
I
Daryl's.
kind of see Daryl's point of view. Like the kid doesn't want them to bring him back. Like, is it nicer to let him try to go save his girlfriend?
Yeah, and he's a kid, but he's also a grown man, right?
Yeah,
Like he's
we
like
see him as a
like
kid. We're
19.
old. He's in his 20s, probably at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, but either way, Daryl, of course, follows Carol and is going to go after him. Now, this is where you said, I know you said you were a little confused, and I don't know if other people were or not. I mean, I had watched it more than once. No, this is my second time, I guess.
I was very confused. This is just in the woods now.
Justina in the woods. It's Justina is at a camp with Alcazar, like where she's been taken, and he comes up in the woods.
I mean, you can't tell who that is. You're assuming that's Roberto.
No, I thought, well, yes, this is definitely Justina.
Yeah.
It's not Roberto in the distance, I'm assuming. You're right. But considering he disappears and they can't find him, and what they show in the preview, I'm assuming it's Roberto.
Well, yeah, and that crazy like flashback to 5 minutes ago that we got at the end of the episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
but either way, I don't know why it went in between that. You know what? That must be part of the recap or the preview. Is that part of the preview?
No. This is when they're gonna like enact frontier justice because they don't really know what
the other guy. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're gonna put the primitive guy. They're talking about what they're gonna do, and they're like, put him in front of a firing squad. And he's like, no, we're not gonna kill him. We're gonna punish him in a way that befits him. But really, they're gonna kill him. They're just saying that. His idea is we'll turn him into a walker because he puts him with the walkers. He chains him up so he has no way to get away. Now, granted, if they chained Daryl up like that, Daryl would have gotten away somehow. Yeah. But this is not Daryl. So the guy gets turned into a walker.
Can I just say, Jamie, that this absolutely is not frontier justice. Like frontier justice would be to just kill, like Doc Holliday is frontier justice, right? Like gunslingers and other let's leave it up to God and let God decide. That's kind of the opposite. Like frontier justice is extrajudicial, right? And it's like, we're just going to kill you without a trial. We're just going to decide and make a posse. We're going to lynch you. We're going to whatever. This let's leave it up to God business. It's not frontier justice. Like you're using the term wrong, Raiders. But at any rate, it's.
But to be fair, that guy had no chance. I mean, he knew he had no chance.
I don't know what he's chained. I couldn't really figure out what he was chained to.
I don't know. He chained his leg to something so he couldn't walk fast enough, I think, to kill the walkers. I don't know. Like I said, if it was Daryl, he would have somehow got out of it. But this guy didn't get out of it.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a walker.
And this is where he screams like, "Don't do this! Don't do this!" Like he screams for his life there.
Scream here. You're right. Now, B's saying it was confusing the strange flashback into some sort of accent. Yeah, I don't think it was. Yeah, leave it up to God, but make sure he can't survive. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't. I mean, yeah, I guess.
So they come upon Roberto's ruined Jeep, and the flashback is to the Jeep accident, right?
Yeah, it's basically that they grab them and they pull them away. Roberto got to Justina, and they both got captured. That's what happened.
Yeah. I don't know why they had to give us this silly flashback to.
Yeah, they could have just showed it happen. It showed it happening instead. It would have made more sense.
Or save it for next week or something. Yeah. Or let them just be like, oh shit, we got in a crash, we got captured. Like one line of dialogue. Also, it's a strange choice. These very brief blip flashbacks that are being used this season.
It's the way they did it. I think. Whoop! I didn't mean to do that. I think. I think they could have just shown it happening. I agree. I think it was a weird way to do it, and that's why it was confusing. But yes, that is what's happened, is that Roberto found Justina, and now they're both been captured. And of course, they're going to have to go find them.
Captured by Alcazar's
Alcazar. I assume that they were recaptured by Alcazar. Well, let's be honest. Is Roberto that sneaky? I mean, he probably got captured really, really easy.
Oh, yeah, he's not that hard to catch.
He probably went in there with that Jeep, grabbed Justina, they jumped in the Jeep, and they drove off, and they probably heard them. That would be my guess, because he's not that smart. Like you said earlier, he's like Joe in Alien Art.
Yeah, he's not that smart.
It seems like they did it for time's sake, or we will see more later. maybe. I think it was just a dumb way to do it, honestly.
But also, like, he's lurking very far off from Justina's camp. If that's
Yeah.
it, like, we can't even tell who that person is. That's how far he is, right? Like,
Right. I think it was supposed to be, though. I don't.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. But like, and then somehow he gets her in the Jeep, and then they are pursued and captured. So
Right.
Justina has had no net gain. She's right where she left. She's exactly where she was 10 minutes ago, and now Roberto's also captured.
Yeah. So.
Why he would not be killed is beyond me, except that then we wouldn't have a show.
Right. Right. They got to save him. Right. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Or at least we're assuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is where it ends. So the rest will be, I guess, revealed next week. Yeah, so I don't know. It wasn't the best episode. It was kind of a mess. I mean, it wasn't the worst episode. Well, I guess maybe of Daryl, but like of the shows, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. It just wasn't a great episode, and it was kind of all over the place. But
yeah, I feel like adding this. So Alcazar has been the antagonist for this season, and then adding this second antagonist, which is just a bunch of wild men and women.
Need. Yeah, and they only have how many episodes is it? 7, I think.
It's only 7, right? This is 4.
So, like, if there's only 7, like, why introduce another group? Like, why not spend more time on the group that they have? It's just like we said. Remember how last season they like killed the? No, that wasn't in it. Yeah, that was in this. That they killed the antagonist like a couple episodes before the end and introduced somebody else. It's kind of the same thing, except they introduced them both at once. Like, spend more time on the characters you have and quit adding people. Right?
Yeah.
Let's see. B says they seem to like those blips of flashbacks. They do, and they're not enough to tell you anything. Willoughby Bob says, to me, it seems that the Alcazar sent the primitives to kill the people at the villa because he was unhappy with his last visit. It's possible.
Yeah.
Also, the fact they're only still hours away from the villa tells me they were there to take everything from the villa after. Maybe, but they didn't try to.
Oh, yeah. Why are they like still so close and didn't get to their home yet?
Yeah. Well, hopefully Beasis didn't catch it at the end either. Well, hopefully you got it now. And I mean, that was what I got out of it. It was it wasn't super clear. And I think they could have just, I don't know, saved it for next episode or maybe added 5 minutes to the episode. They don't have to be a specific length, always the same length. They could have just explained it a little better, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, so what did everybody else in the chat think of the episode? Did you guys like it better than we did, or were you kind of on the same page?
Yeah, I mean, in generally, I think the show is generally one of the better spinoffs, right? But
definitely, yeah.
This episode was not. I like adding this. I mean, it was cool to watch a big battle scene. We haven't seen one in a while. Well, since Carol was riding that horse in Paris was, I guess, the last one we saw. Oh no, we saw a bunch of them last season, a bunch of battles. But this was this was lengthy, and it was kind of cool, right? But
the battle was cool. Bob there thought it was the best episode.
Yes,
so,
really?
Yeah, maybe it's us then. I don't know. I mean, the battle was great. I'm not, saying the battle wasn't good. I just felt like the character stuff wasn't great this episode, I guess. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
That you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, I don't know. It irritated me, some of it. But I mean, it's moving along. It's definitely moving. It's not like it's super slow or anything. It just, to me, seemed a little bit all over the place. But the battle was really good. I did enjoy the battle.
And I don't know where this is going. So now Carol and Daryl are on the road trying to get to Roberto, right? Who's been captured. Are the Primitivos going to be pursuing them also? Like, are there more Primitivos who didn't get killed? Right? Like a lot of them, they lost a lot of people. Do they have more? Are they going to also are they a hazard now also out there on the road? They've never been seen before, and now they're going
to be everywhere, right?
Yeah, I feel like Fede's lying. I feel like
confusing.
Yeah. I feel like Fede knew about them. I feel like Fede saying, "Oh, I thought you guys didn't exist," or whatever. I feel like that's the kind of thing that, like, Alcazar would be like, "I'll protect you from the wild men, from the Primitivos." Like like, what is he protecting them from?
Yeah, the
Something
fact
like
that
this,
they're
right?
like, this is a new threat is a little confusing.
I feel like maybe Alcazar would have been like, by the way, Fede, there's a whole tribe of like primitive like warriors out there that are eventually coming.
That's
Right?
why I thought maybe they sent them, but I guess we'll find out.
Like, it
B
makes
says,
sense. Like, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, says I think that folks who like action scenes will love this episode. The battle scene was impressive. I think that's probably the case.
Yeah.
I didn't yeah, like I said, I liked the battle. I just, for me, the other stuff wasn't great. It wasn't so much the battle, although I did like the scene about Carol and Daryl. I thought that was cute, but for the most part, it was, yeah, I don't know. I think you disliked it more than I did, but it wasn't my favorite episode.
We were wondering, like, why do they need all these guns so badly that they're willing to trade a woman to get them every year, right? And if not, what do they need the guns for? If this is like an unprecedented attack, they've never been attacked before, right? Yeah. Like, what do they want all these guns for?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's bad writing or just hasn't been explained. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that pans out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bob also says, with how confusing the primitives are, also plays into me thinking Alcazar had something to do with it, and we will find out later.
Yeah.
It definitely might. And B said, since the second episode, the episodes have all been okay. This episode had a lot of different parts that didn't fit together. Yeah, that's why I just said to me it was just a little over the place. It wasn't, I don't know. I don't think it was bad. I just didn't think it was like great, I guess, is more. Yeah. It was okay, is the way I look at it. Yeah. But I did really like the battle. I did really like the ball of walkers on fire. I thought that was really cool.
I like the walkers walking around on fire. The fire walkers.
Yeah. Yeah, those are cool.
And fire is always great. A great effect.
I think part of it is it's like you said before, that like the whole thing with Justina and Roberto, that it isn't high stakes. Like, it's like, you can't be with your girlfriend. Like, it sucks, but in the scheme of things, it's not life and death. Maybe it feels like it to them, but it's not. So maybe
they do practical fire effects on the show, which you can really tell. It looks really good. What show were we just watching?
Really good.
We just watched a show where the actress was interviewed and said, they wouldn't use real fire. The fire was CGI because they said it was too dangerous to use real fire.
Yeah, that was with Resident Alien.
Oh, yeah. They said it was too dangerous. They weren't allowed to use real fire. It was CGI. But these guys, the fire there was a lot of it, and it was cool.
Yeah, no, it looked really good. I mean, I thought it was great battle. I almost though felt like maybe the battle went on a little too long. I don't know. Did you feel like that? Maybe that's just me.
I was surprised how long it was. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I'm wondering if we can stop streaming to Twitch, because all the trolls are always on
Twitch. But the thing is, only people on Twitch can see those trolls other than us, so it doesn't matter. It's not
nobody's seen them except us.
It only goes. Each one is separate to each social, so they can't see it. So
B, maybe different safety standards in Europe. Yeah, that might be something to do with fire.
Yeah, it could be. Although I think some shows do that. I mean, I know, like The Last of Us, they did. Although, they filmed a lot of that in Canada, though. That's not here.
But I think it might also be more expensive to use real fire. CGI fire might be less expensive in the long run because of all the safety protocols you have to put in around using real fire, right?
It might depend how much time you have to film too. There can be a lot of different.
And I don't know, like, what the union rules, like, if you're filming outside the country, like what union standards are in effect. Also, I don't know, but anyway, it was cool. It all looked very good. I mean, this is the best looking of all the shows, probably.
Yes. Really good.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thank you everybody for coming. Please. Oh wait, what's this? B says, I like the explanation of the freezing gel and watching all the fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
The way they did it.
Yeah.
The scenes. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really set them on fire. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
But guys, please like the video, subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. If you're watching, right now everybody's at Sci-Fi Vision, but if you watch this later and you're watching other places, it would be really appreciated if you would subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. Our percentage of viewers do not subscribe. A lot of you people, I know the ones I think that are here now, most of our regular viewers do. But if you haven't subscribed, we'd really appreciate it. And if you like the video, leave a comment outside of the chat, hype it. It's all appreciated. Our traffic, I don't know, this past week, I don't know if it's just people are like doing other stuff. If it's, I talked about this the other day, or if it's maybe because of the seasons changing, people are now going back to school. I don't know, but we're not getting a whole lot of traffic. So whatever you guys can do, really appreciate the support. Please make sure that if you haven't, you join our Discord for updates on our schedules and everything else. Tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern, we have a watch party for Wednesday, followed by our live stream at 11, which is for the season finale. So please join us for that. And then Tuesday is Fandom Access. And we might be having some more things soon. I know Scarlett and I were saying maybe we'll do the Alien Earth special Thursday. We don't know yet. We're still deciding what to do. Just keep track of Discord and we'll put the schedule up there. But yeah, thanks guys. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out our other stuff on the video tab, all our interviews. As I didn't say tonight, but I said the other day, I have soon interviews with the lead cast of Outlander Blood of My Blood coming up for the finale. So make sure you check out that stuff as well. Also, Tulsa King, lots of stuff. So yeah, that stuff's all coming soon. And cool. Yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow night.
All righty. I'll see you all on Tuesday.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.